In this video, I am going to take you through the most powerful visualization I have ever created. I call it my NeuroPsycho Visualization. It's based on timeline therapy. The studies have shown that timeline therapy works really well for people with the past, with the structure of PTSD, and helps them go back and transform the stress-related trauma incident and shift it. So by the end of this video, you are not only going to understand what NeuroPsycho Visualization is, but I'm going to actually take you through it and allow you to shift your subconscious mind right here, right now. If you don't know who I am, I'm Luke Anning. I'm a former growth partner at a 7-figure company. I have a top 2% podcast where I help business owners end procrastination so they can focus, grow, and scale their business without losing out on life. So before we take a step forward, I want you to recognize that your mind has 3 aspects to it. It has the conscious mind, it has the subconscious mind, and it has the unconscious mind. The subconscious mind is there and it drives a lot of our unconscious actions. It drives how we think, our thoughts, our behaviors. Whereas your conscious mind is you listening to this video and tuning into what I'm teaching you right now. Your unconscious is there formed by trauma, it's formed by your ancestors, it's formed very early on in your development in your life. And just to give you some power of what happens when you shift your subconscious, I had a friend, Mario, make $5,000 the next day after doing this visualization in his business. I had another friend who struggled building his business and hiring people, and he unlocked the ability and confidence to delegate and bring in someone to cut down his workload and allow him to scale. And another person who was stuck procrastinating on her vision, who was going with the flow and not going anywhere, break past that and construct an entire business plan for her to make $15K per month. As well as me, going from England and going from country to country to being in Colombia for 9 months and now setting up to be in Bali long term. And so many people see others like Conor McGregor or Michael Phelps or a lot of top athletes or even Jim Carrey talk about visualization. But when your mind is racing, it can be very challenging to get into this. And that's why, as part of neuroproductivity and the NeuroPsycho Visualization, I use some tools to get you started so you can bypass natural psychology of wanting to fidget and enter straight into your mind. So, getting into it, step 1 is you need a clear vision on what you want. The clearer the vision you have, the more it's going to help you with this process. So I typically take my clients through a process where we bring in an anti-procrastination 90-day plan, and that gives them clarity on exactly what they want to do over the next 3 months, the outputs, the inputs that are included within that. But especially when I use some of the prompts that you're going to find out later on in the video, it just helps you really connect to the vivid reality and create clarity of that in your mind. So that way you can manifest what you want with ease and you trust the process to get there. And the more clear you are, the easier it's going to get. So think of it like getting in an Uber and telling them exactly where you're going, the location, how to drop you off, even the temperature in the Uber. Whereas if you don't tell them where you're going, they're going to, 1, be like, well, I'm not taking you anywhere. And 2, if you just said, hey, take me to London, you might end up somewhere where you don't want to be, or somewhere dangerous, or somewhere that doesn't serve you. So it's the same thing with your vision. You got to cut out the go with the flow energy. That is not going to serve you, and it's not going to cut it here, not for your goals, not for yourself. So maybe with your goals you want to make 100K a month, or maybe you want to cut down your work hours, or you want to make $1 million, or you want to make multiple $1 million, or you want a family or your dream relationship. Outline as clear as you can what that looks like, where you are, who you are, how it feels. All of these feelings are going to be so critical, and this is going to prime your mind ready for the exercise. Step 2, realize we're going to go deep here, and this works better over time. So make a commitment listening to this video, listening to this training, listening to this NeuroPsycho Visualization, that you're going to do this for 21 days. 21 days. And I want you to come back to this video, note down when I start this, and your life will never look the same. I can promise you, if you do this for 21 days, your life will never look the same. Step 3 is get somewhere where you can be undistracted and present. You're going to want to turn off your notifications, clear out your tabs, put some earphones on, put some headphones on, and I really want to challenge you, even if you have ADHD like me, to be with us in this moment. And don't worry if you don't see the image fully clearly the first time. The first time you do it, if you're not clear enough on your vision, then you're like, hey, I'm going to go to step 1. I'm going to write down some of the things that I saw, and then I'm going to expand on them, right? So step 3, get undistracted. And then step 4 is get ready, because we're literally about to get into it. And this will be a really good moment for you to like, subscribe, so you can come back to this over the next 21 days. So once you've done that, I want you to close your eyes. Allow yourself to feel present in this moment. Closing your eyes and take a big deep breath in with me. And exhale. Allowing thoughts to just be, feelings to just be, and there is no wrong, right, bad, or good as you do this. There only is what is. And when you're ready, taking another deep breath in through the nose, going in, holding, and exhale. And when you're ready, and you're present in this moment, I want you to imagine an apple in front of your head, in front of your face. I want you to look at the color, look at the texture, and in 3 seconds, you're going to let me know what the color of the apple is. 3, 2, 1. Say out loud, what color is the apple? Okay, so that's just a little tester to get you in and to let you know that your subconscious mind works. For me, it was like a red or green yesterday when I did this, but we're going to get into this and go a little bit deeper, to say the least. So when you're ready, I want you to take another big, deep breath in. And exhale. And I want you to be present in this moment, knowing there's no wrong, right, bad, or good. There only is what is. And I want you to, in this moment, imagine yourself floating above your body. And you're only going to be hovering about a few meters above your body. And I want you to analyze everything in your environment. Maybe you're sat on the chair or on the bed, taking in all of the image around you. Just witnessing how you're sat or how you're laid in this moment. And then what you're going to do is you're going to float a little higher. Where now you're above maybe your town or your city or your village. I want you to see the cars driving by. Notice the landscape. And from here, you're going to float a little higher. Floating above your country. Noticing any countries that are connected to you or nearby. Seeing maybe the ocean or the sea. And as you're here, I want you to float a little higher. Going above Earth and going into space. And you can see the stars, you can see the world, you can see the moon. And as you're here, I want you to float even higher. Well, now you're floating above our solar system. You can see Mars, Venus, Pluto, Uranus, maybe even the sun. And I want you to float so high here that you float above time itself. And above time itself, you are on a timeline. This could look like an old school movie reel, or square keys, or piano keys. Allow yourself to witness this timeline. And I want you to notice in this timeline that there's a direction that goes to your past and a direction that goes to your future. And it may take you instantly to recognize this, or it may take a few seconds. But vividly, be on this timeline. And I want you to point to the direction with your finger, to the direction in your past. And once you've identified that, I want you to point to the direction in your future. And keeping your eyes closed during this entire time, I want you to notice in your future a time when you've achieved your goals. Maybe it was that money amount we talked about earlier. Maybe it was the relationship. Maybe it was the fitness. Whatever your goal was earlier, bring that up to your head at this moment. And I want you to see that moment in your future timeline. It is flashing, like a little scene, somewhere flashing above in your future timeline, almost flickering. And when you can identify that moment, I want you to start floating towards that moment in your timeline, in your future. And when you get to that point and you float towards it and you arrive above the timeline point of this goal, I want you to stop. Stop above the timeline. Keeping your eyes closed here. I want you to imagine, once you're there, that you start floating down into that scene and start immersing yourself in the experience. Where are you? Who are you? What is your confidence like? What are you wearing? Who is with you? What are you experiencing? What are you grateful for in this moment? And bring in your senses. What do you hear in this moment? What do you smell? What do you see in this future self? What skills have you acquired? What habits have shifted? How has your environment changed? What thoughts are empowering you right now? How does it feel to be in this moment? What have you let go of in this future version of yourself? Who have you forgiven? And get as much clarity as you possibly can on all of this image. As much detail. Notice the features, everything that you're witnessing. Take it all in. And in a moment here, keeping your eyes closed, we're going to start floating above that future. And once you're above this future point in your timeline, before we make it our way back, before we come back, you're going to stay floating above this timeline. I'm following my instructions here. Before you come back, when I say go, you are going to acknowledge the obstacles you overcame, the challenges that you faced and how you faced them, the changes you made, the people that came into your life and shifted. You're going to witness everything that changed from in between that future point and to this point in time now. So in 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, keeping your eyes closed, go. Witness those moments in your timeline, from your future point to your current point. Take everything in. Now this may take 2 minutes, it may take 1 minute, it may take 10 seconds. There's no wrong or right answer. There's no rush. But when you are ready, and you come back to this current point in timeline, you are going to take a big, deep breath in, and on the exhale, you are going to almost try and force or place all of those memories, all of those thoughts, everything that just came up into your core, into your heart, and you're going to try and squeeze that in. Feel like mentally squeeze it in into your core and into your heart. So when you're ready, taking a big, deep breath in and exhale. And from here, noticing a taste you do or don't have in your mouth. Noticing things that you smell or don't smell. Feeling where you're sat or laid, listening to my voice. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. It's a little bright. You can put your fingers or your hands over your eyes so that you can gradually let the light in. Slowly, slowly coming back here. There's no rush. So how do you feel? One of of the best things that you can do at this point is to really acknowledge and experience and share what you experienced in the visualization. Because when you write it down, whether that's a journal, whether that's in the comment section, you are there actively putting out there what is in your future timeline. This is how some of my clients reach their end of year goals in literally a few weeks, because they write it down. So go ahead, write it down, I'll reply. And if you're curious about any of the visualizations or want a personal one, you can just message me on Instagram at IamLukeAnning, IamLukeAnning. And just to let you know, over the next few days you may have some shifts, you may have some things jolt you, you may have some interesting dreams. If any of that happens, just message me on Instagram, there to help you, there to see you win, there to help you figure out what your dreams mean. And if you have any wins as you're moving through these 21 days here, drop them in the comment section. Let the people know what they're winning, that this works. And commit to doing this for the next 21 days. So if this was of any value to you whatsoever as you're coming through these 21 days, share this with somebody that means the world to you. Share this with someone that you know and you love. Because the more people that get to experience this visualization, the more people are going to have their dreams come into their reality. And commit to it for the next 21 days. If you're really hardcore, commit to it for the next 6 months. But even just doing this once can change your life. So with that said, I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.